Hi everybody, welcome to Missy's Imaginings. First off, let me say I hope that you're well. I hope that you're taking care of yourselves. I hope that you're looking out for one another and that you're doing your best to keep yourselves healthy right now. I know it's a crazy time out there. Here in Oregon, we're still working. So as of right now anyway, when I went home yesterday, we're still working, and as far as I know, I'm going in Monday morning. So yeah, but we're starting to feel it. I went in to do just some of my natural everyday grocery shopping, and that is becoming a little more and more challenging. Having to travel to a lot more stores than normal to look for the things I need. So I know it's getting to be kind of strange out there. I know many of you are at home and that you have to stay there. Right now, we're still doing okay, but we're starting to feel it. And so I thought it'd be fun today to give you something to do, something to be creative, to take your mind and your emotions and your physical energies that can really get overloaded with stress and do something creative to just give your mind a place to go, to just have something fun to do. So this is kind of a sequel to the bomber jacket we made for the BTS dolls by Mattel. I'll put a picture there of the jacket we made in the last video. That pattern is on the website, which will be linked below. It's free for you. You can just go click on the PDF link and print away and have fun making that. But I thought it'd be fun to go ahead and make a version for the bigger fellas. This guy is the 66 centimeter male body by Miro doll. So you can click on their website for actual measurements to compare to what your own fella might wear or what your own gal might wear. Maybe she wants a bomber jacket too. So anyhow, at work I sew all day long. So since we're using a lot of the CDC recommendations for social distancing at work, we're not really chatting in the break room like normal, and so I grabbed my experimental pattern. Wow, you can tell it's the end of my week. I grabbed my pattern pieces and cut out some of the faux leather, and I did the black jacket, which I've pictured on Instagram and Facebook, and it does fit this guy. I thought it needed to be a little bit wider in the shoulders and a little bit wider through the torso. It just seemed very slim to me, so this was the experimental version. But I still like it. It's still a good coat. It does have inset pockets. There they are. So there's the pockets, and they're placed right here, so you can put his hands in the pockets if you want. I didn't do the front pockets. I just wasn't really up to that challenge, and I didn't have a lot of time because I was only on breaks. So I didn't want to take on that while I was at work. But anyhow, so I put this together during my breaks and thought, let's see how this works, which I liked. But then I made the changes and came up with something a little bit wider. And I had it all cut out. I even had the actual sleeves cut out. And I got home and I thought, you know what? I have some selvage pieces that I need to use up. So let's go ahead and try and experiment on this. So he has the 3-tone sleeve. Instead of just the same ultra leather here for the jacket, so that there was a way to tie in the color of the ribbing that I wanted to use. So I thought, okay, let's just make a three-tone jacket sleeve and then add it on. And I really like the way it turned out. This, of course, needs the snaps and buttons, and then this will be done. I didn't put the pockets in this one. I just wanted the jacket. So anyway, I'm going to have this pattern on the website for you, and I will include both the normal sleeve shape as well as the pieced pattern piece. If you want to make the 3-tone sleeves as well, I'll include both of those. To put it together, it's pretty basic, and I have a couple other videos that will show the same steps, so I'll link them below. Very quickly, I always do the shoulder seam first, then I top stitch it just to hold the seam allowance in place. Once that's done, I put on the collar. If I'm using this method with a ribbed collar, I simply cut it shorter than the measurement, and then I stretch the end. So I pin the center. I like to use, well, I don't pin it, I'm sorry. I clip the center. I have some quilting clips. You can get them at Joann's or lots of sewing stores. But I have quilting clips that I'll clip the center. You can also use little paper binder clips. That way you're not using pins, because once you put a pin in the ultra leather, you know, there's a hole there, so you don't want that. So I simply pin that in the center, then I stretch the end and start sewing to the center. Once I get to the center, I stretch the other end to the end to make it fit. So that way it's stretched on the sewn edge, but then this top edge that's folded shrinks back and gives you that tight closure more around the neckline. I do that on the collar. I do it on the ends of the sleeves. They're also shorter than the actual sleeve hem. And then I do it on the waist of the coat. So I get the collar put in, then I put in the sleeve. Once the sleeve is put in, and I always hem the sleeve or put the cuff on first, then I sew from the cuff to the underarm down the side. Once the sleeves are put in and the sides are sewn down, then I go ahead and put on the waistband, and there again I pin or clip, pin, I keep wanting to say pin because that's the normal thing for sewers is to pin, but I clip the center and I stretch to the end and sew, then I stretch this to the end and sew, and put on the waistband. Then when I top stitch, I always start at the back, the nape of the neck, and I come around to the front, go down, go around the outside, then come back up and around to the neck to do the top stitching, which helps to hold that facing in place. And then I just simply take the top of that facing and tack it down at the shoulder to kind of keep it inside there, and that's about it. So I'll link a couple more videos if you want more detail on putting together different coats that we've done. We also have this jacket that I have a video, and the steps are basically the same. You just have different pieces for different size dolls. So I will have that available for you. So hopefully it'll just give you an outlet, something to do, to use up some time and create something that's fun and relaxing to do. And like I say, this isn't lined. The reason being, I want it to be simple. I want it to be fun. And sometimes linings can really get you to pull your hair out. So if you're good at them, then go for it. But I just wanted this to be something that even those who are beginning to sew and make things for your dolls, you can enjoy giving it a shot. So there you go. That's how I put those together. I'll have all those patterns ready on the website for you. If you're new to the channel and you haven't visited the website before, it'll be linked below. And when you click on it, it'll just take you to the blog, which will be like whatever is posted most recently, obviously. But once you're at the website, you can use the menu to navigate to different pages. The free stuff page will show visuals of all the pattern sets. So there's paper dolls on there, there's crafting patterns, and there's sewing patterns. And it'll show what the pieces are actually going to look like. Then if you find what you like, if you go to the ready to print page, they're all listed as PDF files, and all you have to do is click on that link. It'll open the PDF file and you can save it or print it however you want to work with that. More and more I'm making the patterns just here we have our standard paper is 8.5 by 11 inches, which is called letter size. It's the easiest for me to scan into my computer, and legal just takes some more work because the bed of my scanner isn't long enough. So I've kind of gotten away from the 8.5 by 14 inch paper and gone more to just 11 by 8.5, just because it's easier and it's more universal here in the States. So if you're in a different area that has the A4 paper, I'm not exactly sure how that will translate. So if you, in your printer options, you can select print actual size, that might give you a better representation that's what I actually scanned. So hopefully that's helpful. But they're all free. Anything on there, you can click on the link, open it up, and print it and start sewing. So I hope that in the midst of all this craziness, this will give you a little bit of an encouragement. Just go ahead and stay positive, leave comments for one another, and check in on one another. I know in several of the doll groups, people are just staying close to one another and looking after one another. And that's kind of what we need to do. So thank you for all your kindness, for watching. And yeah, oh, the other thing is you can let me know in the comments if you would be interested if I made available some of the faux leather pieces that I have. I have a lot of this material, and I've thought about putting together some different kits. Maybe some are in grays, like a gray kit, or a black and gray, or some blues, or some browns, and then make them available for people to purchase that would have enough to put together a coat or something. So if that sounds like a good idea, you can let me know in the comments, and I'll kind of go from there, see if it's something that y'all would even be interested in, and maybe we can, come up with a way that you can give access to some fun materials for making things for your dolls. So in the meantime, stay positive, take care of one another, and happy sewing. See you later.